What's on all faithfuls? And we're live on all major platforms: YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and Facebook. And we're back with a fun-filled episode of the Red and Gold 24/7 podcast. And of course, I'm your boy Ryan. And of course, I get the faithful ones on the panel with me. We're still waiting for Mav to come on. He'll be on though. A 49er fan, Drew. And of course, the coach, Ron. And of course, everybody wants to be like Mike.
Right.
What's going on?
If that wasn't me, I'd want to be me.
I want to be like Mike. I want to get muscles like Mike, you know?
Hey, I wish my name was Mike. What up, fellas? How's your Friday?
What up, Coach
It's Friday.
Ryan?
We're to the weekend.
Right.
Yes, we are.
So what we got?
Look, we knew it was the weekend because Mike pulled the guns out, and I was like, "Yep, it's Friday."
Hey, it was 102 in Southern California today.
What?
Ooh,
We are in the midst of a heat wave.
102.
102 where I live.
Man, that's hotter than
Air
us,
conditioning
bro.
is bumping.
Yeah.
That AC bumping with all the fans on in the house.
You got your AC on already? Of course, right?
Oh, yeah.
Heck
It's
yeah,
been on
man.
for the past 3 days.
Yeah, me too, man. I hate it, but got to do it. It's hot. Yeah,
Woo.
it's 97 over here.
Man, listen, we in the nice little 60s, and it was 53 this early morning. We got a frost advisory.
No, thank you.
What? No.
We got it was crazy. It rained like crazy, like Mav told y'all. We had 3 tornadoes hit the state. This was
What?
just yesterday. Turn around and get a frost advisory today.
Whoa, that's bipolar as hell, man.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, this is how this state works. I thought it was bad living in Ohio because our motto there is, hey, if you don't like the weather, wait an hour.
True. Yo, so do you and Mav get typically the same weather, or?
I mean, it kind of goes through. It depends on how far it'll travel or which direction. So I can get rain, and it'll rain like crazy, and he might get that same rain the next day, depending on how it moves. Like,
That storm
he got it
system?
literally the next day. When he was having all that rain, we had that the day before.
So over there, like if it's showing like cloudy and it's gonna rain, it rains, right? It's not like over here where
Man,
it's cloudy and
pours
it don't
down.
rain.
It pours down hard. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like, my street, it floods every time.
We had rain for the last 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Last 3 days was all rain. From my days I worked on Monday all the way till freaking yesterday.
That's crazy.
We had rain.
That's
What's
crazy.
rain?
It's freaking crazy. It is.
Well, so how much sunshine do you get in 7 days? How much sunlight?
Well, on a regular, I mean,
yeah.
the sun, it differs.
Yeah,
It really differs with the week. Like,
yeah. Me and
last
Drew on the
week
same
it was
side.
sunny.
We're on the
Last
same
week
side.
it was like really sunny and stuff. It's getting to the point where it's like summer's coming early
Mhm.
because we just had a day. Well, I think like last weekend where we was like high 70s, low 80s, and then it turned back around and went back down. But now I'm looking at the weather and it's about to go back up. Like next week we're supposed to be hitting like Wednesday and Thursday back in the 75 to 77s, and it's like it's crazy. I mean, you could never guess it.
That is crazy, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
This weather's crazy out there.
Nah,
But
over
like
here
you
it's
said, it is a
dry.
lot of trees, and that trees block all the sun sometimes, depending on where you stay.
We were in the 40s and 50s all week long. Today, it was in 65. Going straight back up. It's freaking nuts. So,
It's cool.
okay. We're almost time there. Don't worry, Mike. We're getting there. We're getting there. Don't worry. I'm trying to
Mike is holding it in, like,
He's holding it. But, this thing about Jimmy, might as well talk about him. Even though the thing says don't jump with Jimmy, but, I'm just sick of it. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I am.
Well, there's really been no talk about it the past week, so
That's
I mean,
he's not a topic of conversation right now.
you see a little bit of it now, but I think everybody's just kind of waiting and holding out until the draft. So everybody's just like, let's see what the draft pulls up, and after the draft pulls up, then we'll hear all the talk again if nothing happens. If the draft comes and there's no trades and we still keep them, after the whole draft, it's going to go Jimmy crazy again. Oh, we're going to keep him for the season. Oh, we're going to keep him another year. Nobody's getting rid of him. We didn't draft another quarterback, or we didn't draft this. Watch. So many. The fans has been so all over the place since this whole offseason started. It's so ridiculous. Like, first we was like, get rid of Jimmy. Then it was get rid of Kittle. Then it was get rid of Debo. Get rid of, like, listen, man. I thought y'all was fans. Then they're like, no, nobody's going nowhere. Pay this man everything he needs.
Our first time out of the night.
Kittle
Mikey.
and Debo came from one person.
Oh, wait.
Faithful
We almost there, Mike. I want you to hold that in.
Grant. I'm just gonna put that one little comment.
I want you to hold that in because I know it's coming, Mike.
All right, well, because I was about to ask, so I'll go ahead and hold off on my question because obviously it's stemming from somewhere. So
yeah, I mean, God, yo, that Debo question came up in Twitter. I ain't recognize it, but can you guys inform me on that? But Debo conversation they were having about his hopefully his deal be coming soon or before the draft. Do you think?
So, what Debo question? What's been going on with the whole Debo situation?
Yeah, about his contract situation. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was this week or last week, but somebody noticed that Debo had scrubbed all 49er related stuff and logos off his Instagram page.
Yeah,
and there was a lot of comparisons to, the Kyler Murray situation, and then it really just kind of took off from there. So now it's national news and everybody's talking about it. The one thing about the host, go ahead.
That's what he wanted. Him doing that got the national attention, and he's trying to force the Niners' hand to do the deal sooner than they're comfortable with, or not even comfortable, just sooner than their time frame. Like the deal is going to be made. Usual circumstances, midsummer, July is probably going to be done. But from what it sounds like now, a lot of the national media is predicting that this could be getting done probably before the draft, just because the Niners aren't going to want the bad PR.
Yeah, because if you look at the timeline, as far as like the other deals that were done, I think somebody highlighted this. When they signed Kittle, when they signed Warner, it's never in April. It's usually towards June, July. But that's what it is, though. It's media. National media gets a lot of their information from some of the local beat writers and some of the content creators, and that's where it comes from. So they got a lot of traction, and then it just took off from there. The one winner from this whole thing has been Jimmy, because it took a lot of attention from him away, and he caught a break. So there hasn't been much Jimmy talk. It's all been about Debo.
Yeah, the only kind of Jimmy talk that's gotten stringed into this is, the deal's not happening because you guys still got Jimmy and you still got his contract. Not true. If we wanted the deal done right now, we could do it, and Jimmy's money has nothing to do with it. Because once this deal is restructured, Debo's cap hit is going to be even less than what it is currently for this year.
Hey, Jerry,
yeah. So there's a couple of layers to peel off of this whole situation, right? Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off earlier on. I'm sorry. You want to say something about that, Drew?
Say that again.
Thought we were talking about Jimmy and Debo situation, or Debo situation. Debo.
Oh yeah.
You want to say anything about it?
Listen, I'm telling you, like, we talked about this yesterday, kind of. Remember when me and Matt was on it, and I still feel the same way. Like, I mean, his contract does need to get done, and they're going to keep making it a big deal till it gets done. And like I told Matt, with signing this other wide receiver, I think that was like what y'all told me. I guess he's a Debo-like wide receiver. So it's like a plan or something y'all have in motion, but it's not Debo. So therefore, it kind of threw everybody off. But I have a feeling this has nothing to do with his contract. So therefore, it's making it just fans just go nuts because they see it. But other than that, I think they're going to get a contract done. Him saying that he needs to be the top paid player that's non-quarterback. If this is an honest statement or not a rumor, if this is a true statement, I mean, we kind of talked about it in the group. I don't feel that's going to happen. I think they're going to get paid what they're offering and take the contract. But if that's what you want, that's exactly what I told y'all before. Everybody getting these huge contracts, and he's seeing that, and you feel like you're going to get a bigger contract because now this person has a big contract, and he has a big contract, and he has let me get a bigger one. I mean, that's a dumb race.
On his stance, I don't know if his frustration is wanting to be the top paid guy. I think his frustrations are coming from all these guys are getting their deals and he hasn't gotten it yet. He just wants it to happen.
That's exactly what it is.
There's no patience in this league. There's no patience. Patience is a virtue. It's going to come. I don't think he wants to be the top non QB paid guy because it's not going to happen.
Let me ask y'all a question. With this contract talk,
I don't see another team paying him that to be $31 million a year.
The Rams might. The Rams want everybody.
They can. You got to be also kind of break it down that
Rams have no salary cap. What are you talking about?
Yeah, if a trade was to happen, what teams are going to afford that? People are saying Miami. Miami's not going to do that. They're paying Tyreek Hill $30 million. They're going to pay They're not going to pay $60 million a year to 2 wide receivers. That's just. I
wouldn't fall for that when I seen it. I didn't fall for that when I seen it. I was like, everybody's like, "Oh, he's going to Miami." I said, "Y'all sound crazy."
The only realistic option I can see is if this does completely fall apart is the Jets. But I don't think they'd be willing to give us enough. I think they'd throw out that same number 10 pick that they offered for DK Metcalf, and that's not enough for Debo. We're gonna laugh at that too. You're not getting that.
So my thing is this. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think the reason why they're holding on so long is because they're trying to figure out between his contract along with Bosa's? You think they're trying to figure out how to pay on both sides? Like, okay, we have to pay this man plus pay this man, but be able to keep both of them at a certain amount, as well as being able to get these draft picks to sign draft picks. I feel like there's more tied into this than what people think.
It's all going to be fine because the cap goes skyrocketing next year. So we're going to have no problem paying both of these guys. Because, again, this year, it's not going to be that much from the cap. They're going to get huge signing bonuses, have a super small salary this year, and it's all going to start to take off next year. We're not going to worry about it because everyone's going to get an extra $40-50 million in cap space. It's just they just don't like to do it so early. They like to wait. They like to do it before training camp. That's the front office's time frame. Debo doesn't like it, and they're going to try and push their hand to get it done sooner.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's a waiting game. Like you said, you got to have patience.
Yeah, this was my question for all of you. A quick one. Around ballpark. How many years and how much money you think he'll be getting?
I think it's going to be
him and Bosa.
I think Debo's going to be 5 years, probably 27 to 28 million a year, 73 million guaranteed, and then Bosa is going to be the top non-paid quarterback. He's going to be probably closer to 35 million a year, I think.
Ron, Drew?
Yeah, I think it's similar to the Diggs contract, maybe a little bit higher, just to get him over. Yeah, I would mirror it right after the Diggs contract, right where Mike said.
Gotcha. Hey, Drew.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Sorry, man. Real tired, brother. Yeah, Debo and Bosa. How much you think they'll probably get? How many years? How much?
I'm looking for both Debo to get, like Mike said, he's going to do 5 years. I see that. Now with a full total, I say that 5 years is going to be between about maybe 105 to 107, maybe 110. With that whole 5 years, both are going to get paid. I can't tell you, but I believe their importance is more to Bosa than Debo. I'm not saying that he's not important to him, but I think their more important piece of losing is Bosa. Now, on my behalf, I think Ron said this the other day. Prove a point where you can get through a whole year without an injury, and let me see your stats. Then I'll give you that contract that you really want. And I think it would be better if they can do it like that, but they're not. They're going to give Bosa exactly what he wants, what he needs. We already went through that. His family is business people. He's a business person. He's definitely going to swindle talk, whatever it is, to get what he wants. and he has enough proof. It's not a lot, but he has enough proof to back it up. But I feel like, yeah, you give me a solid year of no injury, why not? I give you what you want. Because, I mean, you put up the stats, you put up the numbers. You came back from an injury and still had an incredible year where you was like out, almost a whole year? He was out almost a whole season, came back and still put up numbers like he wasn't out, like he ain't missed nothing.
He came back better.
Yeah.
Which is rare.
He came back on beast mode for real.
Bosa's going to get over $100 million guaranteed. Easy.
That man, it got to the point where people was going against Bosa lining up, and they knew for a fact I'm grabbing jersey as soon as they say hike.
Oh,
just letting you know that. When he says hike, I'm definitely grabbing jersey. He's not about to embarrass me on live TV and get pancaked, just bow, pushed over.
It's insane how much he gets held, and none of it ever
Man,
gets called.
I seen a play last year when we played Seattle, and I was just so upset that there was no call. This man got to the inside. He grabbed his jersey like this. When he couldn't move, and Bosa kind of like slapped off the jersey, grabbed his mask where it turned, and somebody had a picture of it. But when I watched the whole play, I only seen the mask from the picture. He grabs his jersey, then pulls his mask when Bosa slaps his hand off. He was still getting through, so he pulled his mask. No flag. I'm just looking like, yo, y'all, I know y'all see this. The jersey was the first hold. Then he masked him. And it's still like,
yeah,
this is crazy.
My two things about both of them, they're going to get 5 years each. And they're probably going to get somewhere in the 20 mark, yes. I believe all three of them say that. Over 20 at least. Definitely over 20. And I'm going to plug Ron. He does have a new podcast out there. It's called hashtag That Night of Life. That Night of Life, right? That Night of Life.
That Night of Life podcast, yes, sir.
Sorry. I was trying to mess it up. So.
Nah, you're good, dude.
Yeah, hashtag That Night of Life. Here you go. Try to make it better for you. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, we launch next Wednesday, the 13th, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So go ahead and catch us on Wednesday. We'll be live on Twitter and YouTube. Appreciate the shout out.
No problem.
So, can I ask you guys something real quick though before Ryan?
Oh wait.
Does Bosa get as much as his brother? So just to give you a quick picture, his brothers get his total contracts $135 million, 78 fully guaranteed. So that's about $27 million a year. Are we saying Bosa's pushing 30, 28 to 30?
Yeah. He's pushing 30, and I think he's gonna get $100 million guaranteed.
So let me give you guys a quick top 5 salaries, so we're all more educated on answering that. So TJ Watt's fully guaranteed is 80. He's the highest fully guaranteed, but his overall contract's $112 million. So that's about $28 million a year. Then it's Joey Bosa. Then it's Myles Garrett. His total contract's $125 million. That's $25 million a year. $50 million guaranteed. And then it's Khalil Mack at $141 million. $23.5 million a year, and it's $60 million guaranteed. And then the newest one is Crosby at $94 million. Where do we put Bosa on that list? Top?
He about to go to the top.
He's going to be
about to go to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Did Khalil Mack not restructure when he went to the Chargers?
No.
So the Chargers are paying that much for Bosa and Mack?
Yeah, they just took his contract.
They're backloading a lot of it though, so they're making it work.
The Chargers said we want a bowl. We want to get past the first round.
No, they're not going to with that coach. I'm telling you.
I said that's why Chargers. I changed it. I went from a bowl to get past the first round.
Chargers are going to Charger. They're not going to get anywhere.
Go ahead, Ryan. I'm sorry I cut you out.
I was trying to put something inside of here real quick, but me, Bush on top no matter what he deserves it. He busted his ass coming from the ACL. He busted his ass. And I cannot see anything less than he's getting. No way. If he does, Niners screwed him badly. And after coming from that injury,
if he's not the top, he's going to hold out.
That's right. That's right. You're right, Mike.
Those bosses don't mess around. Like there's not gonna be no social media scrub, and there's gonna be none of those with the bosses.
It's exactly like what we said,
It's
though.
gonna be
It's a business plan.
straightforward. They're
They
gonna
have a
be like,
business
"What do you
plan.
want? Here you go." Boss is gonna be done.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Because I mean, you're talking about two really big contracts, and then you got to decide who's taking what, who's countering, who's accepting, and that's not going to happen in April. But that does leave a lot of room for fans to speculate and come up with all kinds of different, ideas as far as what's really happening behind the scenes. That's where it gets dangerous for people to just play a game of speculation and hypotheticals. You know what I mean? That's why it's like, dude, that's really not how it works. It's gonna get done. Relax.
Yeah, they're gonna find a middle ground. I mean, it's business. He's gonna highball, we're gonna lowball, and they're gonna meet somewhere in the middle. It's how business works.
Are we going to touch on Debo later on, or can we talk a little bit more about what's going on with his situation now?
Sorry. Yeah. Well, go off of your show earlier. I made a flag for you. Here you go, guys. Okay.
Nice.
Ron, that none of life. All right, guys.
Thanks, dude.
No
Right
problem,
on.
brother. I got you.
For sure.
So there you go, man. All right. There you
Yep.
go, guys.
So let me just ask you guys, because as you scroll through the Twitterverse, there's a couple of things about the whole Debo situation. One is a comparison to Kyler Murray, which I don't agree with. And two, it's the amount of money he's asking for. So let me just give you guys my take. You can agree or not. But one, in my opinion, the Kyler Murray situation is completely different. One, he had a steep fall off after his injury. And two, he was a no-show in that playoff game. And then his behavior on the sideline was unacceptable, especially as a quarterback. And then he goes off and demands that amount of money after that series of events took place. That is not the same as Deebo Samuel, who most 49er fans and content creators were calling the savior of the season, potential MVP candidate. Pay this man, but when we find out how much he's actually wanting, then they start talking about trading him and having second thoughts about whether he deserves it or not. Debo didn't set the wide receiver market. I blame the Jaguars for paying Kirk that ludicrous deal.
That's what started it all.
That's what started everything. So I think it's really unfair criticism. And again, we're all assuming at this point, we really don't know what's going on in that office and, what the negotiations talk sound like. So that's where I kind of chuckle and I'm like, dude, are we really having these conversations right now? We're just making stuff up. What do you guys think?
I completely agree. I think Kyler Murray was different in aspects that you pointed out. The only reason people are comparing him is because of social media scrub. And I was watching Good Morning Football this morning, and they put it best. They pretty much all said that it's now a tactic it's useful in this day and age. It's just kind of the reality. I mean, they all agreed that it is childish and it's kind of a BS tactic, which I agree with that. It is kind of like a kid throwing a temper tantrum. But I mean, that's just kind of where the players can hold the cards now. Before the age of social media, you would have a beat writer kind of talk your client. The agents would have beat writers talk the clients up and try and get it out in the media that way. But now the players have social media and they can put it in their hands. And this is just a way to get that attention and be like, hey, I'm worth something. Let's get this deal done. But Debo's worth it, but I don't think it would be worth paying him $30 million plus a year.
Yeah.
That's just my take. I think that's just too much. That's overpaying. And I think in the long run, that's something that's going to hurt the team.
Yeah, because you definitely have to consider the way he plays. And if you pay him that much money, then you definitely can't use him the same way you were using him last year. I don't think that's the case. But I don't know, like, has he not earned the benefit of the doubt from the fans? Just as the season went along, he had zero character questions. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not blinded by the fact that it is leverage. That's a new tactic. And I'm sure agents are advising players to do that as leverage. There very well may have been a deal put out on the table. Debo may have laughed at it, was offended by it, kicked it back, and then it created the whole, I'm going to go on here and send a kind of a message. Or he can easily just be trolling certain people and having fun with it. We don't know. We don't know that. But my point is, has he not earned the benefit of the doubt? A lot of people are now starting to question his character. He's not about the team. He's about his brand. He's all about Debo. As the season went along, you saw that guy when we lost in the NFC Championship game sitting and crying his eyes out against the Rams. You can't tell me that's fake.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I've never questioned his character. I think he's still
Right.
there for the team. I still think he loves this team. It's just his way to kind of get attention out there and try and get it going. I mean, we don't know what the deal. We know an offer's probably been put out there. I mean, this wouldn't have happened if it hasn't, but it's part of the game. And I think it's going to get done sooner than later now. A couple weeks, we're all going to be looking back at this, and everyone's going to backtrack what they said. But
Right.
I think his character is still there 100%, and he's still going to be a great asset to this team. And I think we're going to get a deal done. We're not going to trade him, and it's just going to be life as normal with this team.
Exactly. Either you're optimistic about the situation or you're pessimistic, and you see things in a different. It's either the cup's half empty or half full. And if you're somebody who sees it half empty, then that's what you come up with. If you're someone like myself who sees it the glass half full, then you have absolute trust. You know what I mean? But to compare the whole Kyler Murray situation, other than the whole social media thing, I don't see Debo as a Kyler Murray. Like
No.
Kyler Murray and just the way he carries himself has question marks. It's like a Baker Mayfield type of persona. And I don't get that from Debo, but it's crazy to me how quick we can flip the switch on a player like we did with Kittle. And that's why I tweeted earlier, it just gives us a bad look. It kind of gives us that Seahawks fans feel like just real quick to trash our own players. And I don't know. I
Man,
can't
that's because their team quick to trash their own play.
Right.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
I think long-time fans who are truly faithful to this team aren't like that.
Right.
The ones that are bringing the negativity to this community, they're the bandwagoners. They're the ones that see us as a winning team right now and are just going to be fans because, I'm a fan. I was a fan before they won a Super Bowl. And then once it all dies down, they're going to go on to the next hot team. It's a joke.
It is.
Like, the negativity needs to stop. Like, this community needs to band together. We need to be faithful and just support this team and decisions they make and not nitpick and criticize every little thing and try and act like you're the GM and you know what's going on behind the scenes, and you don't. We don't know what these conversations are looking like. They could,
but that's always going to happen. That's not going to change, man.
I know.
We all and behind the screens, we all GMs, so we all know what's going on in the organization because we're all just fans of the team. So we know exactly what's going on. So they all jump in, got to put their own opinion in and put what we think should happen in. But we don't make no decisions. We're not getting paid to make these decisions from people who make this. They get paid. It's a business to them. So more than likely, like I said, it may not show, but they know exactly what's to come for the team. Like I said, everything about this, I guarantee they're waiting for this draft. That's it. Everybody's so worried about they just want to know what's going to happen. First of all, you got everybody sitting out here, let's get more wide receivers. Y'all want more wide receivers, but then y'all want them to pay Devo. And then we just got a wide receiver, but you're like, Christian Watson and Shaquille Khalil, whatever. That doesn't make no sense to me right now. Like this is what I'm saying. They don't really pay attention to us because of stuff like this. They're like, okay, they're not following the fans. Well, the fans are kind of confused. We out here yelling everything. One minute we like pay this man what he wants. Next minute they're like, we should trade him. Like, what do you think these people sitting here looking at this like, let's see what they're doing. We're going to work right off of what they say. And then when they do it, y'all going to be upset. We pay them more. We paid over too much. Now we can't. Y'all not thinking we can't pay the other players or incoming rookies. Okay, fine. Now you pay them so much. We don't pay them. And we get another wide receiver. Oh, man, what are they doing? We're messing up. It's too much. Nobody's going to sit here.
That's fantasy football mentality where
everyone
thinks that a team can have every star. The reality is you can't.
And there's no budget to nobody. There's no budget to anything.
But is that the new norm now, though? Is that the new norm where it's like there's really no consistency in your thought process anymore?
It's fantasy talk.
Yeah.
Fantasy
It's just
talk is like the
news
norm.
of
You're
the
right.
day, capture what talk about what grabs attention and what clicks, and then the next day you're just moving on to the next thing that's probably contradictory to what you said the day prior. It's crazy to me. I don't know. I mean, like, I get it, Drew. I understand that's probably the nature of the beast now, but that's just not in me to be like that. I like have a logical, consistent thought process, and I just can't get on board. I can't get on board with a lot of that stuff. It's just I don't know what else to say.
I know, Mike. You've been waiting a half hour. You can do the thing, man. Do your thing.
I mean,
All right, hold on.
I gotta do the
introduction.
It's kind
I
of
got
a
it.
perfect. It's kind of a perfect segue into our new segment here of.
Let me do the introduction. Here it goes.
Oh, let's do it, man. God, come on.
We come to you live with breaking news from We All Want to Be Like Mike with a new segment called Grant Rant. Let's now get to it.
Let's just be honest here, and a lot of this negativity comes from Grant Cohn. My thing with him is I respect his game. He's out there getting money. But what people need to realize is he picked a team that has a very big, lucrative fan base. So all he does is go on there and give hot takes. He has no inside information. He's never going to have inside information. And sometimes these takes will gain steam. Hence the whole Debo. He was the one that decided to put out there, oh, Debo unfollowed the 49ers on Instagram. So then it kind of like trickled down. Then the next day is he scrubbed everything of the 49ers. And it just turned into this huge negative, like back and forth. I'm just like over it. He's just he used his dad's name to get his foot in the door because his dad was actually a reputable journalist for sports in the Bay Area. So one, he had that name recognition. Now he's just out there to get clicks. And if people stopped clicking on his stuff, he would not be making money off us. And I guarantee he'll go find another team to make money off of. It's just negative clickbait, and it needs to stop. He is a pariah and a parasite on this fan base. He's admitted he's not a fan. He's admitted that he doesn't care about this team, and he's just going to sit there and continue to try and tear us apart. So everyone, stand by us. Faithful against Grant. Stop the cash flow into his pocket, and he will move on and leave us alone.
He's laughing his way to the bank.
Yep, he is.
Lining his pockets. Look, I give him credit, dude. I give him credit. He absolutely knows how to exploit what frustrates fans, and he runs with it. He's become a master at it. But I think he's playing with fire at times, and what they forget is that his fan base is not even like a small, minuscule percentage of the entire fan base. And because some of these guys have stages and have their own shows and have podcasts, they're able to get their takes out. But a lot of the 49er faithful, one, is not on Twitter. Two, doesn't see the way they see it. And I think they lose sight of that. And that's what frustrates me. It's like, dude, that doesn't represent the entire fan base at all whatsoever. It does not.
Like, he kind of gets laughed at in the media room because he will just I'm totally blanking on what it was last year. It completely pissed me off. Was we won a game. Jimmy actually had a good game. And then Grant asked the stupidest question to Jimmy. And he just kind of like laughed at him. Like, that has nothing to do. Like, why can't you just keep it the positivity of the win? Like, he brought up something negative about Jimmy when Jimmy actually had like a really good game. And it's like, just stop. Like,
he's not
keep him out of the
fan.
He's not.
Listen, like I said, this is a person who took the chance and opportunity. I'm gonna call it like it is. A hustler. A hustler takes a chance and opportunity when he sees the money. When you see the money, Mav. You came in at the right moment, man.
Right moment.
Listen, I've been in the room the whole time. I heard all y'all rants. I heard everything, bro. So, I mean, I ain't really missed nothing. I heard it. Y'all just keep going.
Let me get to my point, though. So,
yeah,
he's like the hustler, right? So, when you go, if you see more money being made in one area than the area that you at, and you say, oh, I can get an upper hand, that's what you take. the upper hand was the bigger fan base. He could have been on any team because it's not even like you following in dad's footsteps and you did the same team. No, you could have picked that team or any other one. You figure what has the biggest fan base. Who's going to give me the attention? Boom, you found it. You come up with this fake source. You come up with, oh, I know this, I know that. I got insights to this. But there's been already times where your references have been crossed because it was wrong. So then you keep coming on, but there was some I was right. So you used it. He got fans, built the fan base, and he did it. Thing is, it's going to keep going. They got to into the point where everybody, like Mike said, stops giving him that attention. Like actually open up your actual fan mind and stop giving that attention. You got to know what your team is. If you're a real fan, you watch the games, you know how this works. You can't bash somebody when they have a good game. Then when they don't have a good game, you want to say, well, this is the reasons, and you want to come because I'm a fan. That don't work. It don't work like that. Never has, still won't.
Last point, and then I'll hand it over to Mav. If you're frustrated about a loss, if you're pissed off about something 49er related, if you're frustrated with the way they're doing things, go turn on the Grant Cohn show, and you'll feel a lot better about yourself. That's what you do. And that's what he's tapped into. Someone to basically make you feel better. It's like my analogy on Walmart. If you're feeling insecure about yourself, go to Walmart. And you're going to, no offense to anybody at Walmart, but you see some of the craziest people there. That's how it is with Grant. That's where everybody goes to share frustration. All right, Mav, take it away, brother.
I mean, I ain't really got nothing to say about the man. Y'all said everything y'all need to say. I'm just sitting back and listening. You know, I can't remember. I can't even remember the last time I watched one of his episodes, honestly. So
I have never watched him. And the only reason I ever see his stuff on Twitter is because other people I follow or follow me dive into his stuff. So I just see it constantly on the timeline. I
started watching him before I started watching. Matter of fact, through him, I found Rob Shue and Jason Aponte and Andrew Pasquini and through Grant. So, I mean, like Ron said earlier, you still got to give him his little flowers one way or another. He done made his little cash. He laughing to the bank like Elmo, you know. So, I mean, what can we say?
While you talk about Rob,
Grant,
though,
that's what we'll say.
Right. While you talk about Rob Shue, though, I will give him a shout out because he's a guy that does it right. I like his style. Jesse Naylor's another guy that gets his message across. The point is, you don't have to do it like Grant. I get he's a master at what he does, but there's other ways to do it, and there's guys out there that you can tune in and listen to that do it in a whole different way. And kudos to those guys because I do watch them and I do like their shows.
100%.
Yep.
I mean, he's kind of feeling the heat too because the movement's kind of been going today after this whole Debo thing, and he's kind of seen it start to fall apart because he's kind of going on a little meltdown on Twitter. So let's keep it going, keep the pressure on.
When it comes to Debo, Mike, this answer is a reference to your question from last night.
Oh yeah, let me pose this question to the rest of the group and see what they say.
Yeah.
So last night we just kind of had like a group thing.
Hold on. Before you ask. So I'm gonna go ahead and give my answer right now, so everybody don't think that I'm doing. I'm on the Bill Walsh strategy, point blank.
Okay.
I don't care who you are. That's what I'm on.
So yesterday I opposed just the hypothetical of a trade. I don't think a trade's happening. I think we'll get a deal done, and he's going to be with this team. But if we had a proposition of 2 firsts this year, a third and a fourth, and the second round next year, do you keep Debo or do you trade him?
Listen, me and Mav had this conversation last night, and I said, Mav,
5 picks.
I get that, but when he first said it, I straight told him, I said, boy, you sound crazy. But then when he resaid it, and I had to literally think about it, and I was like, the opportunities we can get out of it. Not only will it save money on that, but I'm like, you don't know what we can switch that around to. And it was
Remember,
like,
we built through the
maybe I
draft.
might have to take that. I might have to take them 5 picks. Now, I'm not
Remember,
saying
we built through the draft.
exactly, and I've always kept to what Mav has said every time. He always brings up the fact that we've had stars we got rid of, and we still have made a team. So no matter what, we can get rid of these stars, and somehow we still make a team. We gave up big players, DeForest Buckner. We gave up Jerry Rice back in the day. We gave up, you know what I'm saying, and we still find a way.
You gotta go to the roots, bro. You gotta go to the first fucking root that fell off. We gave up Joe Money.
Right, we gave up Joe Montana.
You gotta go with that first. You gotta go with that first piece.
We gave Joe Montana.
Fucking Charles Oakley, bro. That still bugs my ass. But we did it. And we got through
that's what
it,
I'm
bro.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Players like that. If I name players like that to y'all right now, y'all just pretty much be like, okay, you know what? That Debo shit is not that.
Yeah,
far.
we've done it.
And that's what I'm saying. I had to actually think about it because, like, at first, like I told him, I was like, "No, man, you sound crazy." But then I thought about it, like 5 picks. We've done this before, but we get 5 picks to rebuild, kind of. Plus the picks,
and not only that,
and then that's not even including the picks that we still have. So we're gonna get 5 picks plus the picks we have. I'm like, that's not a bad idea. So when I'm like, to me, yeah, I would do it.
That's a lot of damn picks, yo.
That's what I'm saying.
It is.
So fucking team, bro.
See, the thing is, check this out. The thing is, that's a lot of picks, but those picks can be flipped for future picks later on.
Money ball.
Further,
exactly.
like,
hey,
yeah,
give
it's
it to me in your
sections.
sections.
Picks,
yep. Give me a couple next year.
Mike,
give it a year after.
Ryan still
well, this
said
is
no.
what he said.
Ryan said no.
Yeah, Ryan still said no last night.
Ryan, do you hear me out though? We've given up stars before. You've seen it, and we rebuild. You getting 5 picks?
I got him. Time out. You got 2 stars. One of them gotta go. Debo or Nick.
You said Debo who?
Nick Bosa.
Come on, Ryan.
I'm
Debo or Nick.
I'm
Who
keeping
goes?
I'm keeping Bosa.
Yeah, if I had a choice between both of them, yes. I'll take Bosa, yes. Yes, I love Bosa.
So,
love Debo too, but I love Bosa.
So you know what you just pretty much.
Hey.
So pretty much to me, when you say that you're keeping Bosa, you know what that tells me? That you can find an offensive weapon anytime, but you cannot find a defensive.
It's hard to come by.
Bosa.
Yeah.
It's hard to come by, and we honestly think about the big defensive stars you have, right? Think about when they came in the league. Now count the years between that these so-called names was coming out of college that was supposed to be big stars and flopped. Did any of y'all watch that video I sent y'all with the draft picks?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay, Ryan, you watched it. Between that, how many of them literally flopped? Like most of them flopped on that list, and it's crazy. All those was first round picks in that year. So
hey, Matt, save that question for tomorrow too.
So when you look at it, it's like offensive weapons can be found or they can be made. Prime example, Mostert been on I don't know how many teams before us and was literally like made. Now he already had the talent, but we had to flip the talent. KB, we had Kendrick Bourne. Nobody knew him. He was made. Now you out here came from what was it, number 3 to a number 2 receiver at the Patriots, and you balling out. So the offensive weapons you can find. You're not about to find a defensive dude that you can keep doing something like that with. It's very rare. And it's hard to come by that type of talent and that type of power. That man
even
pulls up
Debo. How far in the draft did we get Debo?
Second round.
No, he was second round.
You're talking about a whole entire first round of teams that passed on Debo.
Really?
Yeah.
Who was our first pick that year?
That was Bosa.
That was the year we got Bosa?
Yeah,
was
we
it
got
Bosa?
Bosa.
Yeah, Bosa was the first. Yeah.
Oh,
draft,
they
right?
messed up.
Yeah, we got Bosa
Hey, look,
number
they
number
messed
2
up.
overall.
They messed up with that.
So even we passed up on Debo 1 round. If
Well,
you want to
no,
look
the
at it
plan
that
was to
way.
get
But
Bosa.
we had to get Bosa.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
you
what I'm
gotta get
saying.
Bosa.
I know you had to get Bosa. So I'm just saying, if you look at it, either way it goes, we passed up on them 1 time as well.
Well, no,
Not
we
true.
weren't
You're
going
not gonna use that, man.
No,
You're not gonna sit here and
no,
turn that
man,
around
hold
like
up
that.
now. Man, what are you doing right now?
He playing with my
You weren't
emotions
taking
right now.
you weren't taking Debo at number 2.
No, you weren't.
Hell no.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Here, like, wait a minute, man. I'm just trying to put a flip room, man.
How far down did we get him in a second?
Oh, it was early in the second because we were
Yeah.
up there. Yeah.
He was literally our second pick.
Yeah. Let me go and
Okay, so let me ask y'all: with picks like that, right? And we have found. Let's count. I'm gonna count Debo. I'm gonna count Kittle with these late, and I'm gonna count Elijah with these late picks that we do get, right? And we turn them into something. Have y'all seen any talent that would be a late pick that we can still turn into something this year? Because I know we've been talking for the last couple of weeks about these draft picks. Like, y'all had me watch some videos. I've showed y'all some videos. Do y'all see anything?
Honestly, you don't know until it happens.
Exactly. I mean, I understand that, but I mean, like, anything that you've seen that stand out? I started really looking, and I was like, even with media hype, this draft don't stick out much as the last ones. Or is it just me?
there's not a whole lot of head turning talent, to be honest.
Yeah, I just realized that though. I was looking and I'm like, man, I'm looking at all the hype from last year, all the quarterbacks and this and that. And then the year before that, I think it
Bro,
was
you just said it, bro. The quarterbacks do what got you excited last year.
no, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about just through any media.
Well,
Like
that's what I mean.
you
Like,
seen more than anything last year than what I have this year. And I'm like, they're talking about quarterbacks hype still, but it's not.
No.
It don't seem as strong as heavy.
what I'm
Like,
saying is, if you even had 3 quarterbacks in this year's draft going 1, 2, and 3, it would have been the same hype.
yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm like,
Yo.
last year you heard about it. It was, I'm about to tell you, the top talents was, what was it? Justin Fields, Trey Lance, the dude who Mac 10, and who was the other quarterback?
Don't even bring Mac Jones into this.
Mac 10 was a big hype though. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying with the hype. When everybody talked
That
about
was another media bullshit thing.
it, we know that, but I'm saying, and then they had, it was other players that came out of there.
It was a good draft. All right, it was Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson,
There you
Trey
go.
Lance, Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle.
All of that hype that you naming.
Yeah, it was a lot of hype.
hype.
Yep.
Think about it this year. How much have you heard that same hype though?
Even with this draft where they say it's very receiver heavy, these receivers are like W2s. These aren't even like top tier receivers. These are gonna be
So you
like
think they all
good
number 2
receivers.
Nobody's a number 1 caliber. Mike, so harsh. Mike said, these are all like, yeah, they number 2s. They all right.
That's why all the teams this year are trying to go for these free agent wide receivers this year.
I'm like, man, it's not even like you ain't heard no big time cornerback.
Hey, I got a question. I want to go back to that Debo Samuel, Nick Bosa.
All
right, so no, for real, I'm
go.
so serious about this. I really want to know y'all opinions on this. Now, Debo Samuel, 2019 second round, pick number 36. That's like what, 4 picks, right? Like, let's just say first round, that's 4 picks, right? Okay,
Yep.
so if Nick Bosa is not in that draft at all, do we get Debo with the first pick?
No.
Still no.
Not at number two. Not at number two because we had the number 2 pick that year.
So who would you have gotten that year?
I don't even know.
The number 2.
It was all about Bosa.
Hold on. I'm about to tell you in a second.
We knew well in advance we were getting Bosa.
Yeah, only reason I'm asking this question like that is because of the way I'm looking at it. Debo was essentially like the 4th pick in the second round. So if you took that into the first round, he would essentially be the 4th pick all around, right?
All right, so looking at the draft, right?
What was the hype level on Debo in that draft?
I don't know, but I mean we got him right off.
Let me answer that. So I didn't hear any teams really linked to Debo besides us and Kyle Shanahan absolutely being in love with him since like the Senior Bowl. That's where that hype was. It's like, all right, I think we all knew Debo was coming to the 49ers if he was there. Everybody.
So, Ron, what you're saying is if Bosa was not there at all, Debo might be the first pick.
No. I'm not saying he still would have been the second pick.
No, because you grade him still as a second round talent, and a lot of that had to do with his injury history.
You want to know who I think would have been the pick?
Who?
I'm looking at the list, right? So no matter what, we knew that year we needed a defensive weapon. The next ones that was drafted with them defensive weapons, you got to think, it was 4 out the next 5 that's all defense. You had Quentin Williams, you had Farrell, Devin White,
Allen.
Yeah, and Josh Allen. Josh Allen, I think, was one of the targets we was already looking at because it was between Bosa and Allen for a minute. And everybody was like, who we going to get? Who we going to get? We stuck with Bosa. If it wasn't going to be Bosa, it was Josh Allen.
I'm glad we did what we did.
We'll put it this way. There's a question for you guys, too, when we got Bosa. We actually won the coin flip with the Raiders. Remember that? Right? Yep. We would have got number 9 and number 8. What was number 9 and number 8? Which one was it?
With the Raiders?
Yeah, with the
Raiders. I think it was 8.
It was 8. Now,
it was 8, but then they traded up.
Yeah. But do you think that we would have been Bosa anyway?
No. Bosa would have definitely been going no matter what.
Thank you.
It was too many people looking at Bosa. People was hoping we slipped up and grabbed Josh Allen. They were sitting there like, please grab Josh Allen. They're going to mess up. There's like 49ers pick Bosa. They was,
I guess you called that coin flip, too.
That's how we felt about the Cardinals grabbing Murray.
Lynch.
There's another reason, too, why we're not letting Debo go anywhere because Shanahan is in love with him. That is Shanahan's guy.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He is not letting him go anywhere.
Yeah, I should be right about Mikey. You're right about it, man. You're right.
I like to ask questions like that, man, because sometimes you look at the draft and you like, damn, what if it was reordered, like, or rearranged? If this player was not there, that player was in here, who would? So, like, then when you go back and you look at stuff like this, like I just said, I'm like, damn, 4 picks into the second round.
I was eyeing Bosa the whole time in that draft. I wanted him. I seen him in college. He was great. And then when he did a coin flip, I'm like, please win this coin flip, please. And then when that coin flip, we won it. I'm like, yes, we probably got Bosa. Cool.
I don't mind a defensive player from the Big Ten.
Yo, if you can get your hands on a generational pass rusher, you get him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You get him. No questions asked. You grab him. But if we remove Bosa, let's just say Bosa was not coming out that year, it would have been Allen. I'm pretty sure it would have been Allen.
Mav, I'm glad you said that. I've been having this question in my mind, and I've been waiting to get to you guys. So I didn't want to put it in the text. My man, David Ojabo, was a top tier player. Showed out of Michigan on the other side of Aiden Hutchinson. All of a sudden, he gets injured in pro day. Draft stops, and he drops. Do we still give him a chance if he's open? If you need somebody still on the other side of Bosa?
What's his prognosis? When's he supposed to be back from injury?
He had it's something with his pecs. I think he had a pec injury.
Oh, I thought it was his Achilles.
Didn't something similar happen between Warren Sapp and Dwayne Johnson? what 96? No, 95.
No,
Something
you're
like
right. Torn Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the torn Achilles. It says could miss up to 6 months.
that.
But,
When was so?
but do you take that chance because
What
you
round?
look at his
What round
stats?
is he projected?
He
Later
was
round.
projected first.
Yeah.
Now it's dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Dropped to what though?
I don't know. I just seen that they said they don't have him in the first round no more.
Because
They
I
had
mean,
him, they
if
had
he
him in the
dropped,
first round going within the top. I think it was the top 12 or something like that.
oh, so he probably dropped like what 3rd round, maybe 4th. I take a chance on him at 4th.
If he's
In the
still
4th or what?
available.
I'm with
Yeah.
it. I'm with that.
Because I'm
taking
like,
him.
dude is an excellent pass rusher. And that is a little bit of me being biased. And that is a little bit also, I mean, of just watching a good player. When Aiden Hutchinson wasn't in, guess what? He was right behind him. This man led the Big Ten in sacks at number 2. Aiden Hutchinson, and then you see his name. Like, how much do you see that happen on any conference or team that you see that a lot where it's both of them on one team leading the conference in sacks? And I mean,
I don't know
why
why.
not?
I don't know why I feel like the Broncos have done that before in several years. I
What
don't know
led
why.
sacks?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
just
well, they did.
it just feels like it, bro. Like at least 2 of their players was like 1 and 2 or like right behind each other in sacks.
Who? Vaughn and who?
Chubb,
I-
Nick Chubb. I don't. Did they go
Bradley
to the same
Chubb.
school?
Bradley Chubb. I
Bradley
got
Chubb,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Bradley Chubb. I'm sorry.
I forgot about they had Bradley Chubb. You right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just seen that and I was like, that might not be a bad opposite because you count 6 months. That means his return is what? If you count 6 months from
September.
injury. Because they say he
September.
already had his surgery. Whatever it is, they say he had the surgery. So now it's recovery time. They count 6 months.
So when was the surgery?
He'd probably
This
be
happened-
back mid October.
So
Yo,
he'll
but
be
what-
coming in.
Go ahead.
He'll be coming in right after OTAs then, right before the season starts.
Pretty much about when the season start picking up.
I don't think he plays the first season at all. Because he'll been on miss too much, and he still have to go through rehab.
Well,
He
if
still
he's
gotta
on
learn the
IR, he'd
system.
have to miss the first 6 games, and then he'd be eligible to
Yeah.
return. But keep in mind, he's an edge rusher, and it's an Achilles tear. That's
He needs
all
it to
the
push off.
explosion, right?
Yeah.
That's that's not. I would not rush him back. So I'm with you, Mav. I'd probably sit him out as long as.
But
I
you would
can.
still take a chance on him.
Yeah, I
he's
don't
in there
know.
in the fourth.
So if
Between
I've
third,
already
You
got,
you take him for next year.
yeah, hey,
late
look,
third, mid fourth.
if he's still there and I've already addressed all my needs, I'm definitely consider grabbing him for next year.
That's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear.
Even if I hadn't, no, I was just saying, even if I hadn't addressed all my needs, if he's still there late third, mid fourth, I'm still taking that chance on him, and he might taking him at that position at that round might just help me push down another player that's on my list to get them at a later round too. It's a risk, but it's something that may just happen.
Take him and let's go get Kamoka Turi for this year. Then we're good.
I think that's what's happening right now. We're not drafting for this year. We're drafting everything for next season. Everything we're drafting now is for Trey Lance moving forward.
So do we get Christian Watson?
I don't think we get a receiver. I don't think we get a receiver at all.
Yeah, because he's
Now-
taking. Who's he going to take snaps away from? Jennings, Debo,
Better
Ayuk?
not.
Well, hold on. First off,
You
got
make a
Marcus
valid point.
You got
Well,
Marcus
you gotta
Johnson
think
right
we
now.
rotate though.
So look, if you take him, then you're telling me that Ayuk is not in the plan for the future because he may play his way out of he may play his way out of town.
Hey,
I don't
Debo
think
might
so.
sit his ass down too, though.
Because then you got to think about paying Ayuk and Debo. If you do pay Debo, you can't pay both of them.
Well, Ayuk don't have anything about contracts to do with this year.
Next year.
Okay,
Next year he
so
will.
by the time you wait till next year, if first of all you see they had an issue with Ayuk already this year, if they had that same Ayuk issue this year, he might not be getting a contract anyway.
No, Ayuk had an issue with Jimmy this year.
I don't
Yeah.
think
That's what
there's
that
going to
was.
be an issue.
I didn't want to say
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, I know because
That was
listen. Look, I seen that when he put that post talking about I want to run long routes. I said, "Oh, shots fired!"
Hey, you know what though? My mind had to been in the gutter when I heard "deep ball me, please." I was like, "Wait, what? What?" My mind had, I didn't know what was going on, bro. I seen the tweet. I'm like, "Wait, deep ball me, please." I was like, "Oh, okay, never mind. I got you, bro. I got you."
He said, "Whoa, wait a minute, deep ball me what?"
Ayuk is gonna break out this season. Him and Lance are gonna be.
Listen, I said, when he made that comment, I took his word because I said, I get you. He want. Forgive me, math, when I say this because you already got your mind there. But no, he wants deep balls thrown. And I look at you, man. Come on. But he wants to get it there because at the same time, how many does Jimmy actually get the ball there? You get a magical play that might go 15, 20 yards, and then they take it there and make it a big play. But he's not really that many. You can't sit here and say, oh, my gosh, he threw so many magical plays. But then you got to sit back and watch these other quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers or Josh Allen, and they out there getting it to him, where you got Diggs out there with long routes. Everybody getting these long routes, and you got a person who came from college running these long routes, has the speed to do it, the route running skill, and you're like, hey, man, I don't need you to go out that far. Just go in and give me a little slant or a cut. He's like, no, I'm tired of this. No, we're not about to run in a little bit, give you a little slant or a cut. You got to understand, he want to make actual plays, especially when you know, like, man, I can burn this man. And you're like, nah, I don't need you to do all that. Just run and cut back or something. Run a little slant route. You kind of get tired of that. That's why when he came out with that comment, everybody was like, oh, hey, this and that. He wants to be traded. No, he wants Trey Lance to get in the game. He was telling y'all. And then all of a sudden, they all disappeared. He got more throws going to him. They was like, hey, you got to calm down or we're not going to put you in this game. We're not going to play you like it. All of a sudden, it stopped. He started getting the ball. He started making plays. It wasn't his plays, but he knew what he had to do. He went to that company side, that business side, and was like, let me throw on my suit and get it together. I'm sorry.
All right, so real quick, the 49ers wide receiver roster, in this order: Deebo Samuels, Brendan Ayuk, Jawan Jennings, Ray McLeod, Marcus Johnson, Keyshawn Johnson, Austin Mack, and Connor Weddington.
First of all, the last three, I don't even know who they are.
I believe the 6th, Keyshawn Johnson, I believe he was with the Bucks, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they drafted him.
I remember Keyshawn Johnson.
Is this a junior?
Oh, I'm sorry. He looked like he was with the Cardinals.
Is this a junior?
No. Not his name is Keesean Johnson.
Never heard of him. So, like I said, with him, no. And then, like I said, they do rotate. We've seen that plenty of times. This is where Juan Jennings has made his real entrance because of them rotating out. And this man became a great third down, red zone type wide receiver where this man makes plays like crazy. I don't know where he came from, but he saved us on a lot of games last year.
Do you want to hear the tight ends? I mean, you talking about rotation. I mean, we got tight ends too with George Kittle, Dwelly, Warner, Hudson, and Jordan Matthews.
What?
Yes.
Wide
receiver turned tight end is still on the roster after he done got cut like 3 times.
That's what I'm saying. Like, wait a second.
I ran out of fingers.
Dude,
hold on. I want to circle back at everyone thinking we're not going to get a wide receiver in the draft. That's
You
like the
think we
one
are?
position we get in every draft.
Yeah.
That's
No, early,
True that,
early
true
though.
that.
We'll get one. I
That's-
don't think
We-
it's going to be second round though.
No, it's not
Oh, I
gonna be
don't
second
think so.
round. Should
We're
be
in
down. Should be down.
What are we getting second round?
Defense.
I
think it's
still believe it's gonna be
safety.
a defensive end.
I mean,
I don't
we
think
asked this last time. And I gave y'all the same answer. I'm sticking to the answer. Defense.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be a safety.
It's gonna be a back there or a line. It's definitely defense
like-
though.
every wide receiver they have signed so far, or even talked about, and versus every mock draft that I have seen, it's like the wide receivers have come off the board for the Niners. Like they really have come off the board in mock drafts in the last week or so. I mean, am I wrong?
In the second round?
No, I mean no wide receivers at all.
No.
I mean people that's doing their mock drafts for like the past week, they have like pretty much taken wide receivers off the Niners draft board. Like they're replacing them with
Oh,
something
so
else.
they're saying that we're not gonna get one at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, there's holes at safety and nickelback. Who's our nickelback? Lenore? I think we get Houston.
Yeah.
We let go of Shark, didn't we? Shark. We let him go, right?
Yeah, he's with the Jets, isn't he? Where did he go? Denver?
Who?
Who?
Shark.
Oh,
Williams. Denver.
Denver was it
Denver,
Denver?
I think.
Yeah, I think it went to Denver.
I know. I
All
had
of our
this,
guys
I had
went.
this-
All of our guys went to Denver or Miami
Or the Jets.
or the Jets.
So we definitely need nickel because if man retires or not retires.
So do y'all anybody check out the Niners Nation?
I do.
What's up?
Okay. They have their picks for the draft for the 49ers. And
Who's
for this
doing the picks off for them? Who's doing the picks for them?
it is somebody named Xavier Dixon.
Okay.
He has number 2 pick as a safety also, which is
I
Nick
think it's
Cross
safety.
from Maryland.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all.
And I'm like, maybe you're right. Safety is a big hole needed. But then he also has our next pick after that, a wide receiver. So somebody
see it.
still has wide receivers on the board.
Honestly,
I'm
our
not saying-
defensive line
And then-
doesn't need a pick at number 2.
And then he goes to an edge rusher. So he goes from a safety to a wide receiver to an edge rusher.
Nah.
So I'm saying, okay, I've seen that. So then I go and I look again.
Wait, he got a
I'm
wide
looking-
receiver with the second pick? Is that what you said?
Yep. He went from a safety to a wide receiver to an edge rusher.
So he's going like best available then.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, so like think about it. Like, how valuable can a third round edge rusher be? Like, if you got to get an edge rusher, it's in the first or like early. I don't even know if you get a good edge rusher in the second round. Like, you got to go safety. I'm down with a wide receiver, but if you get an edge rusher in the second round and you already got Hyder over there and
We don't need it. We don't need it.
Exactly.
I don't. I
That
think
guy
we're. I
was
think
like-
we're gonna. I think we're gonna stay away from it this draft. We don't need it.
I'm
So
going to call it
then-
right now. Let me just call it. It's going to be Brisker or Marcus Jones.
All right. So then I went to NBC Sports just to kind of test and weigh the same things. They have the same thing as first pick that we get is a safety, but they have Jalen Petrie from Baylor. Then they go to an edge rusher, from an edge rusher to an O-line. And then they have from an O-line to a wide receiver, which in Calvin Austin from Memphis. So it seems
that's
like
like 4.
the same scheme with everybody is the same safety, edge, wide receiver. Now, do y'all feel like that is the order that we do need people?
I mean,
No.
I think we all agree. I think we all agreed that we was gonna go with what safe. Well,
Safety and
Defense
edge, I'm with, yeah.
well, I think before we agreed before that we was all gonna go with like defense the first 4 picks, at least. Everybody on this panel, I believe, agreed to that. Am I right or wrong?
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, we know for a fact It is defensive help needed. It is definitely defensive help needed. But offense, if they pick offense, anything, I think is gonna be like our latest rounds. Like who's still big out there. Like they got later down the line, they got a tight end, an offensive tackle, and like I said, the wide receiver, and which in Calvin Austin. I think all of that is gonna be just like you said, planning in for the years after. The first couple picks is something that we're going to need right away, but the rest of it, you might be right. It's just planning for years after. What's going to be for the next year, and who can we make these weapons to? Because, like you said, we have a set at wide receiver, but they're emphasizing that this guy Calvin Austin runs a 4.3, and I mean they're making that a big deal about it, and had a 1,000-yard season at Memphis, back-to-back 1,000-yard season.
That cut me off, Drew, but I'm so excited to see Ray McLeod.
That's what I'm saying. So if you're already talking about another speed receiver, and we have these 3 guys or 4 guys that's already, making plans.
Wait, hold on. Can we go back to you guys being excited about Ray Ray?
Yeah, Mikey.
Explain your enthusiasm for him.
I just like the speed.
I mean,
he fumbled a lot.
I didn't really. I mean, like I said, when I seen the highlight, it's the same highlight I seen with Ryan, and that was the more like a speed highlight. It was like showing how fast he is. It showed his good kick returns, and it doesn't really show. Like I said, a highlight is a highlight. It's never going to show you what you really need to see. So I couldn't really see the fumbles. I didn't really see with the big, okay, what are we really missing?
But who controlled this year? Maybe.
I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned at all. For the simple fact is, you can look a certain way with one team, but when you become a 49er, you look totally different.
But so if a fumble is an issue, that might just be him. You don't know that. There's people who come,
listen,
they just fumble Rooski, man. You know that.
The fumble could have been an issue with Pittsburgh's running backs coach not being able to tell him how to not fumble, not being able to show him how to hold him.
I'm not going to take that. That's something you
say something. I know that.
That's something you're supposed to learn when you was a kid playing. You know how to hold that dang on football.
Hey, what I'm saying, listen, what if all that shit changes this year with the 49ers? What
was that, Ryan?
Hey, if it does, it does. I'm just not going into the season with a lot of enthusiasm for Ray Ray.
I'm just not worried about it.
Man. Oh, Ryan,
if he proves me wrong, I'll be like pleasant surprise. Good pick, but he fumbles a lot. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Once a fumbler, always a fumbler.
Okay, I see somebody.
Name one dude that saw for his fumbles.
I can't name no damn dude for you, but I'm
exactly because they don't exist.
I'm just gonna say though, man. Look, listen, somebody's game. We've seen people's game change under different coordinators, different coaches, different system, different team, whatever you want to call it, bro. We've seen games change. I'm not saying he's not gonna fumble, but damn, can we at least say that? Okay, being a 49er, that might help him minimize those fumbles because he has a better coach or a better team surrounded by a better organization.
Don't give him the ball. Don't give him the ball. That's all for it.
I like the positivity.
He can't fumble if he got no ball.
Hey, hold on to the ball. Don't drop it.
Right. Hey, Ryan.
Don't drop it.
Yo.
Ryan put up a comment saying about Chris Ola from Ohio State wide receiver. He's not going to a second round. He's going to be a first round. He's going more than likely to like Tennessee or the Jets. They have it as in 2 different mocks I seen. Dude's going first round. That's not dropping anywhere. He's not even in our option.
I was going to put him with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he might be with Pittsburgh too, but he's definitely a first rounder. They got him going within the top 30 picks easy. Like him and the other guy from Ohio State. Matter of fact, they got Garrett Wilson like within the first 13. So them dudes out the wide receiver core is going pretty quick.
Yo, so if D'Angelo Malone is still there, because he's ranked 17th in his position, do we snag him? Fourth, third round? Because that who they got mocking? Because if he's there, I think a lot of faithful have fallen in love with D'Angelo Malone, including myself.
I haven't checked him out.
Me neither.
What
What
position?
team? What team does he came from?
Outside linebacker, like an edge rusher.
If you guys
Wait a minute, that's the guy I sent you the other day.
Yeah, come on.
I
I
had
was
to
like,
think
how you
about it.
come
The name
on,
sounded
bro?
familiar.
Come
That is
on.
my pick.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was your guy. You sent him to me.
Exactly. Listen, dude is excellent. The thing is, like you said, it is the size. I seen you have put that on there. You said his size. I was like, that can be fixed on. So his size getting and his speed though. Come on, man. I mean, you've seen other players. I'm echoing.
They watching you as you talking?
No, I'm echoing through here.
Oh.
Y'all don't hear it?
No.
Oh, shoot.
I
Let me
hear it.
exit.
I hear it.
All right, let me exit. I'll be back.
Hey, so I'm on fan side right now, right? And
I think we all echoing.
Oh my god, not this. Are we serious?
I don't hear you.
Matt be hacking us.
Oh, it's all. Mike, what's going on?
the same damn thing.
Technical difficulties. Sorry for the interruption.
Yeah. It's still there though.
If you're with us, please stay with us.
Yeah, three static on my end.
We gotta do this again. It's still happening. Can you hear me?
It went off. I don't hear them.
It went off. You're right.
Hold on, Ron. I got you, buddy. Hold on, bud.
All right.
Say something.
We're
Ron.
back.
Yeah, it's not there anymore.
What up?
We are back.
Hey, Mike, come on back, Mike. Or Mav, here comes Mav. Test him.
I'm fine over here.
Yeah, good now. Mike. Mike, where are you, bud? Come on back in.
Couldn't tell by the picture. Hey, what up, Cuzzo?
Sorry about the difficulties. Sorry. We're back though.
Oh, so that's your peoples?
Yes, that's my Cuzzo. What's happening? I
was
started
just
seeing the
about to
Tennessee
say.
talk, and I was like, wait a minute. I had to look back at
Sorry
the
for
picture.
that.
Like, I
Yeah, I was just about to say, well, my boy a Tennessee fan over here. He talking
Yes,
about
he
taking
is.
stress off of Henry and everything.
listen, man. He a fan. That's
I tell you what.
Morning, Mike.
You know what? I was finna grant Cohn. Tennessee just then, but I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna be real.
He said
If you want to take,
Grant Cohn,
I was finna grant Cohn Tennessee just then, but I ain't gonna do that. But if you really want to take some damn stress off of Henry, they need to fucking draft a running back.
Yeah.
Another running back?
Yes.
They got one. No, they got what's his name? They just they made a trade. The dude with the dreads. They made a trade last year, like little baby Henry.
Bruh, who you talking about?
He played it. He played for him in the playoff.
The Foreman,
Yeah,
Dante Foreman.
Yeah. Hey, he lightweight did his thing in the playoff, man. You can't look like that. You cannot look like that. That man made an impact in the playoff.
Bro, you want to take some stress off of Henry, bro? You get somebody like Chuba Hubbard.
Okay, take stress off of Henry. Draft a running back. Who you going to draft for the Tennessee? Think of the running backs that's there right now.
I'm going with your boy from either, if I'm not taking Kenneth Walker from Michigan State, I'm going with what's his name from Iowa State? Iowa.
But you got to think. Hold on,
bro. He's going first round, bro.
Tennessee is not going to.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but Tennessee is not going to make a running back as their first round pick because they have Henry. So now you got to think of late after that. Go through the first round. You got to find a running back.
We're talking about taking some stress off of Henry. If that's his question, if that's his comment, they need to take some stress. That's the best way to take some stress.
He's talking about Breece Hall.
Breece Hall going. You can forget that.
but you see what I'm saying though. You need somebody of that caliber.
But their thing is this: you got to think they want to play Henry. So the fact that Tennessee want to play Henry to take some stress off, they need another wide receiver out there because really you're depending on Brown or you're depending on Henry.
I don't know why I might get crucified for this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyways. I feel like if Derrick Henry was not back for the playoff, Tennessee would have advanced.
If he was,
you saying he messed them up?
If he was not back, no, he didn't mess them up. They just left from what they was doing when he was not on the field.
It changed their game. They did
exactly. They depended on him.
Because you got to think. But you got to think their game set to even get that far was Henry. Henry was making it for them. Henry has been literally, you can by far say, one of the top 1 to 2 running backs for the last 2 years.
And it goes back to giving him a second punch, bro.
Okay, just when you say it like that, and you made me think about it, you just made me go back. I get you. Yes, he might need a little help. He might need a little help back there. But are they going to do that? No, because they're more focused on right now is getting a wide receiver. As you see, they literally have their first pick set for Chris Olave. And
that's fine.
It's a speedy receiver to put on the opposite of A.J. Brown. So then you get A.J. Brown, you get this speedy receiver who got hands, and now you got Henry in the back. Why not when they can look at it as I can throw it?
I like Tannehill, but getting a wide receiver is not gonna take no stress off a beast running back like Henry because I'm not gonna be able to utilize him like I need to. I can't throw the damn ball as far as I want. You know,
I don't put it like this. It don't matter who they got. They ain't gonna beat us. They ain't gonna beat us. They play it. They ain't gonna beat. They wouldn't beat these Niners though.
But you see what I mean though, like bro, why get a wide receiver if you can't really use him? Hell, you had Julio Jones. You couldn't give him the ball.
See, he said Foreman made better cuts than Henry. That's what I'm saying. Henry, it was like a 1-2. Foreman was actually balling lightweight.
Dude, did you see Foreman in Houston?
I didn't really watch him. I don't watch Houston. Let's get to that. I don't watch Houston. I don't care if they was on TV. I flip and see who else was on, and then I start watching the tennis game. Like, oh, this looks interesting.
Tennis game.
As a matter of fact, I don't think he's talking about Foreman at all because they had another running back there. They do have another little speedy running back though. It was not.
But Foreman was the one playing in the playoffs.
I thought Foreman got hurt. Hilliard. That's what I thought they had.
Was it Hilliard? Okay, but they had somebody else. Who they have? Let me look this up.
I'm trying to tell you, it was more. Yeah, he right. Dontrell Hilliard. He is right.
Mike?
What's up?
You're comfortable?
Oh, yeah.
It's 3
Look, Mike got the lean on. He got the tank top. He got the mug. He like, man, I'm just trying to get.
Boy,
cool
he's
right
visiting
now.
the sun to hit him.
Hey, Mike trying to get some cool air going. He over here like, let me find the best way to get that cool air popping. I'll put it like this. I'm sorry. On me as a GM, I wouldn't get another running back just due to the fact they're not going to use him really. They're not going to utilize him much when Henry's there. They're absolutely right.
Jeremy Nichols.
Oh, yeah, they did have him, but he got injured too. That's why they got Foreman. Trust me, I know. I had him on my fantasy. It pissed me off.
Yeah. Oh, Charlie, I was there with you.
I had him on my fantasy. I wouldn't mess with it.
Dropped for a minute, picked up Hilliard. That's what it was.
So all you guys are looking forward to the draft?
Yes, I am, because I'm telling you, it excites me. I ain't gonna lie. The draft, I'm a 49ers, y'all know. The draft excites me for all teams, though, just because I love to see what is going to make an impact in with these teams. I'm a person who especially likes competition. So I'll be wanting, like, if I see this player fits this team and they give us something to go against, get him. Grab that player so we can embarrass him too. I want to see some where they be like, oh, this player is so good. He's going to be a great fit. Get embarrassed. Come on.
Man,
bring him
I'm
on.
still waiting to see who's going to give Brady that you should have stayed retired hit. Like, that's what I'm calling it.
I asked you, who was their first 2 games? I asked y'all this last time. Nobody told me. Because it's gonna be within him. He's not gonna get to part 3. He is not gonna get to game 3 without getting that hit.
Man, y'all really think the refs are gonna allow that?
Yeah.
Nah.
Let Brady go out.
No.
Listen, bro, Brady finna go out like a real football player, bro. You want to come back?
Brady ain't going out like no.
Listen, man,
Brady,
come on now.
Brady gonna go out like
NFL.
only Brady could go out. And guess what? That's with protection. And I ain't talking about his linemen.
Bro, come on, man. You know the NFL's like that game, bro. Hey, hold on, man. The only way you get out, you gotta jump you out, nigga. You gotta jump you out.
Yo, but you know what sucks about this draft this year, though? We ain't got no first round draft pick.
We good, bro.
I was coming to that. Thanks for bringing, Ron.
Come on, man.
No reason to watch day one.
Thank you.
Right.
Thursday, 28th, we can stream it on. Of course, I hope I can find a place to stream it on. We can watch it on here if you want to. I find a place to stream it without getting flagged.
I think y'all gonna be mad if y'all don't watch day one.
I watch day one.
Oh, it's like religion to me.
Shanny, bro, like he Shanny be having sleeves, bro. Sleeves on top of sleeves on top of sleeves. You don't know what he got under each sleeve, bro. Like,
you want to stream the first one here?
All right, so they don't have the schedule yet, right?
No.
But they have the teams they'll play. And just looking at the teams, they playing hard-hitting teams.
Yeah, we're playing the AFC West.
We talking about Brady, right?
Yeah, they have us on the roster. They have the Browns on the roster.
Hold on. Count Bosa for 2 sacks.
Brady? He said, hold on. I'm counting Bosa for 2. They got the Browns.
The Browns aren't going to be anything because they're not going to have their quarterback, so they'll be fine.
I'm talking about they got Myles Garrett. You got to think. They got Myles Garrett to get to that line. Then they got the Rams. They got the Bengals. They got Kansas City, Ravens, Seahawks. Well, nobody care about Seahawks. They got Green Bay. For one of these teams is going to light him up. Somebody in that first 2 games is going to light him up. Oh, and they got Pittsburgh. So they got TJ Watt that can get in there too. Somebody gonna give him that hit that I told you gonna look like Reggie Bush when that line crawling like this on the side. I should have stayed retired.
I think he gets hurt for about 3 weeks, bro. That's that hit. He should have stayed retired.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was really done because I seen him take a hit last year where I cracked up so hard because I was like, he too old for this. The man took a hit and he tried to get up. He pushes up and he falls back down and rocks side to side to where his player came and gave him his hand and pulled him up. This was like the 3rd or 4th game of the season. And I remember because I laughed so hard. This man tried to get up, fell back on his butt, and like side to side rock. I said, he dying. Y'all keep letting this man get in here and play. This is gonna be it. Nope. Finished out the season, called retirement. I thought this was it. The man came out, was like, oh man, I got to do it for my family. My wife said she's tired of seeing me take these hits. You can only play football and the love of it so long. Then he went home, sat on his couch, started watching TV, waking up at 6 a.m, trying to get his son to get up and go outside and throw the football. His son was like, it's too damn early for this, Dad. He was like, everybody drink protein shakes. They was like, Dad, you tripping. He said, y'all get out of the way of the TV. What damn batteries in the remote? Giselle, I'm going back to work. Either, look, he got on their nerves.
Huh?
He got on their nerves or they got on his nerves. Either way, somebody said, you got to go back to work, or he said, I'm going back to work. He wasn't ready for the family life. My man said, I need to be out there on the field. This is not his life. This is not his life. They was like, Dad, getting on that thing on nerves. I want some Kool-Aid, and he keep trying to make me drink protein shakes.
The end.
Listen, I'm gonna stick to this, man. I said once a player, I strongly feel this way. No matter what league you play for, whether it's MLB, NBA, NFL, NHL, whatever, if you contemplating retirement, once that's a decision for you, then that door on the return should be closed. Like, you shouldn't even be considered returnable to the game. Like, that's it. You considering it, so that means once you call it, you're done.
I agree.
You're right. Absolutely. I knew this man wasn't done, though. I mean, when he called it, something seemed off, and I was like, it's not going to stick. And then when it was like, that man turned down that, it was a TV contract. They gave him, like, this man, the whole pay, I forgot what the pay was. It was something high, though, because they offered him a payment where, like, man, he was like a low-playing football player. I was like, he's still getting a football check. And he said, no. I said, oh, he's not retiring. He said no. I was like, he's not retiring at all. They can cut that.
He's going to regret it.
You're going to regret it. You're going to regret it.
I feel like I heard you guys talk earlier about, the whole social media thing. I agree to it. I agree with it to an extent about how much power is given to players. But at the same time, these organizations are allowing these players to behave the way they're behaving too. So when LeBron goes on and making a mockery, talking about, oh, we're gonna win not 1, not 2, not 4, not 5. Like, bro, I get it. You having fun with it, but dude, don't be an asshole with it. Brady, he retires now. He wants to come back, bro. Stop doing that shit. Like, can we as fans have a peace of mind? When you say you leaving, going somewhere else,
they let them have the power. Like you said, you get the power to. All right, I'm gonna tell you. Prime example. I've been said this, and I've always said it. Brady and LeBron James are literally one of the same. They literally run. One runs the NFL, tells them what to do instead of that. Tells his team, gets a pick. LeBron literally picked like I said, hand picked his team that you thought something was gonna work. You picked all your friends to be on your team besides Chris Paul. You couldn't get them. That's the only thing they didn't give you. You picked everything that you wanted. You went to any team that you wanted. I'm leaving Cleveland. I'm going to Miami to play with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. I'm going back to Cleveland. I'm going to LA because Magic, hey, Magic, let's make it happen. All right, Magic, get there. Go ahead, son. Pick your own team out. Man, this ain't pick up basketball. You ain't picking out your players. Other players got to see what the organization's going to give to them. Brady does the same thing. He leaves. I'm bringing Gronkowski with me out of retirement. And Gronkowski comes. I'm taking it. Like, come on, man. Think about it, how this works. Think about how this works for these two guys. It's the same thing. It's not going to change. Hey, I want to call retirement. Fine. I want to come back out of retirement. They're like, okay, he does what they want.
And you're right, bro. They use it. They play around. They toy with us like we freaking yo-yos.
It's their field. It's their playing field. This is you made that bigness, and it's all business. And I'm gonna tell you that because These are the two dudes who's going to bring the tickets, and they're going to let them do whatever in any organization because not only you bring your team, you bring in NFL money. You're a great promotion for the whole company. LeBron, great promotion for the NBA. Brady, great promotion. So many people hate Brady. So many people love Brady. So no matter what, they're like, hey, he's man, especially when all that scam went down, Deflategate, and when they was over there looking at plays, and everybody's Brady shouldn't even have them Super Bowls. Guess what? He had a lot of people saying, hey, that's what y'all get. We did it better than y'all. Brady deserves them Super Bowls. No matter what, it's bringing something there. Everybody made a big deal. Brady and Roger Goodell don't like each other. It's going to be bad when he wins the Super Bowl. He has to get to him. Brady wins the Super Bowl that same year. Come on, man. It ain't nothing but watching a good show. It ain't nothing but watching a good show, and the man puts tickets. LeBron James the same way.
I remember at once upon a time the NFL had a freaking age limit. I promise you, like I do. The eldest quarterbacks who played was who? Rich Gannon and
Chris Chandler.
Chris Chandler. That was what, at 40, 42 maybe.
Yeah, for Atlanta.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess he wasn't that much. I guess it wasn't that big of a problem because they wasn't going out there winning Super Bowls every other year.
Because it was reality. Think about it. They wasn't getting a made team. They didn't have refs help to, this man got an offensive line and referees. Come on now.
Why are we talking about Brady?
Just like Nerd Gronk. That's all it is. Nerd Gronk.
I don't know how the hell we got the Brady, but we got the Brady.
Well, you know what?
That's that Michigan. That's that Michigan thing coming out of Ron. That's
hey,
all
watch
that is.
yourself. Watch yourself. You gonna throw them hands. Watch yourself. You a couple hours away from me, man.
Wait, hold up. I'm just trying to understand how we got.
We can talk about Greasy too. We can talk about Henny.
Nobody talking about Greasy and Henny. Henny got Super Bowls.
We can talk about Pennington, bro.
Hold on. Henny got a Super Bowl. What are you talking about? Sat on the bench, but he got a Super Bowl.
Like seriously though, how the hell did we get to Tom Brady? Dude, we can watch this episode. Listen, we can watch this. Yeah, that's right. That's what it was. I was finna say.
Nobody's gonna hit him first. The rest are gonna hit him with a flag over the head. That's what's gonna happen.
Bruh, listen, I'm taking Bosa for 2, and I'm taking TJ Watt for 2, man. I don't know who else. Like Myles Garrett, I don't see him getting in there after Brady.
I see Myles Garrett getting in there, but not for 2.
And who the Rams just got? Bobby Wags,
Aaron Donald.
I could see one of them two going out. Well, you know what? I could see both of them going after Brady, but I don't see none of them touching him. Not like that.
Nobody's not enough to give him a hit like that. Yeah, you're right.
Listen, Brady's finna be on his knees all season long. Watch. They're finna get back there on him. He might get rid of that ball, but he gonna get dropped.
I told you, if it was me, I'd give him one just to make him regret coming back. Throw the flag.
Okay.
Boom!
You know what? Just a bold.
Just end over him like this and pose like what?
Just a bold prediction right now. The most interception thrown was who? Who was that? No, Joe Burrow was the most sacked last year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so bold prediction. Who's the most sacked this coming season? You got 32 QBs to pick from.
Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Dude, does he even start though? Like that's the question.
Hey, because you play us twice, Drew Lock.
What was the question?
Who's gonna be the most sacked quarterback this year?
Yeah, Joe Burrow was the most sacked last year. What was it, 51, right, or something like that? Was it in the 50? Yeah.
Please protect me. I hope they got some offensive linemen.
I'm gonna go with Zach Wilson.
Oh.
Wow. Okay. You don't think that line got better? You don't think him working out with Trey Lance and IU made him a little better?
To get out the pocket and move a little bit and still get hit.
That team has way too many holes still. He's still young. And he was already, I think, want to say top 5, maybe. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, in sacks last year. So he might just take a leap to number 1 and
He was number 3.
See,
You know, at number
Yeah.
1, where was Darnold last year?
Darnold
He said, "What was who?"
always
Where
always
was he on the
Sam
list
Darnold.
last year?
Wait, where was he?
They see. Let me see. They got Burrow
Yeah,
with
go down the
51.
list.
Burrow
Yeah, go
got
down the list.
51. Tannehill with 47. Wilson with 44. Baker Mayfield 43. Matt Ryan 40. Carr 40. Roethlisberger 38.
Oh, talking about which Wilson?
Bunch of statues,
Zach?
bro.
Zach Wilson.
Okay.
And then it was Roethlisberger with 38. Taylor Heineke with 38. Lamar Jackson 38. Wait a minute. Time out. Lamar Jackson got sacked 38 times in 12 games.
Because he was trying to be a QB.
These dudes got sacked 38 times within 17 games. Wait a second.
Look.
Wait a second. In 12 games, you got sacked 38 times. They took a whole season to get what you got.
It was a big talk about that last year, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody brought that up last year about that too.
Okay,
Yeah.
then Justin Fields. Justin Fields had 36.
Yeah,
You know who's not on that list though?
Who?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, he is.
Bro, hey,
Well, yeah, eventually everyone's going to be on that list.
The thing is,
No, we talking.
the thing
top
is
10,
though,
top
he's
10.
he's almost at the bottom.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
three away from the bottom with
There you go.
29.
So why fans always blaming the old line for his struggles?
Because it's not their fault. We've already said that. Now you know, you know who the least sacked quarterback was?
Shot real quick.
Yeah,
at
move
these
on from
stands.
Jimmy here.
Okay, that's all I got to do. I'm
I'm
going
going to say Justin
jab
Fields will
real
be the
quick.
most sacked quarterback this year.
Take
You know
that
who the-
stands.
You know who the least sacked quarterback was last year? I want to see if any of y'all know.
he was on a sorry team, wasn't he?
Probably Mahomes. Probably Mahomes.
Probably
Right.
golf.
Golf, what'd you say? What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I'm going to say Goff.
And Ryan.
Yeah,
Kirk
there are actually
Cousins.
a lot of them have ones. So
You like that?
yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I am.
Who you going with?
The answer,
He's cheating. He's Googling.
I know, right?
the answer
NFL.com.
was Patrick Mahomes with 28. Golf had 35.
Yeah, when do you ever see Mahomes get sacked? For real, though.
That man got a line.
Why you think the Chargers went off and did what they did? They trying to sack his ass. They got tired of that shit.
I mean,
I
hold
said
on.
they tired of that shit.
500 million
Wait,
on the line right
hold
now.
on.
Bet.
Does Patrick Mahomes really have a line, or does Patrick Mahomes just know how to
He's elusive,
get out of the
bro.
way?
Yeah, he's
He got a
elusive.
quick release. Let's
And he
not
knows how to
forget
get rid of
that.
it.
He got that little magical release. Forward, sideways, falling down, anything. He definitely going to get
Yeah.
that ball out of his hand. You're not
And he got
lying.
a cheat code called Tyreek Hill.
No
Yeah.
longer.
And Kelsey.
You don't got that no more.
Nope.
We'll see what
No, but
happens this year.
he does got that juju on the beat though.
Yeah,
If he
not,
stays
Not,
healthy.
it's not Tyreek.
not the same.
Not
Nah.
Tyreek.
Boo-boo.
You can't say what you said with Tyreek. You ain't just gonna throw that ball down the field and think somebody.
No, it's Kelsey. I stand corrected. It's Kelsey. Like every time he was in trouble, went to Kelsey.
Now here's a question. Does Patrick Mahomes' game change now that he no longer has Cheetah?
Yeah, it's gonna get worse.
Think so? Even
I
with
think it
Kelsey?
is. I think it is.
I think you're
I
going
don't
to see
think
his.
it's gonna
I
be
think
the
you're going
same.
to see his stats take a fall this year.
Drastic or just a nice little bump?
It's
I
gonna
think
take a
it's
bump.
going to be noticeable for people are
Yeah,
talking.
I agree. I think it declines only because of the opponents now in that division.
All right. So what about Cheetah?
I
How's his
think his
performance?
production's going to go down too.
They don't have a
his
quarterback.
production's gonna
I
go
think his-
down.
His will only go down because of the quarterback situation.
Exactly. Well, that's the point. Yeah, that's the point.
If they had a better quarterback, it would rise. But because of the quarterback situation, it'll go down. But as we talked,
he's gonna be hating life this season.
I don't know who was on that day, but as we talked about, go ahead, sign Kaepernick. Watch what happened. Watch what happened.
Nah.
Watch what happened.
I think I was there with you. So now it goes back to
not played football in 5 years. He's not gonna get on a team and make a difference.
He's gonna tuck the ball and run. That's what's gonna happen.
No. This is why I can't agree with you on that. You don't play quarterback in 5 years, right? Meaning you have more to prove if you do come back. And the fact that everybody's been kind of blackballing you, you really want to show something. So he's going to come out there and play like he ain't never played before to try to prove a point. Now, it might not be successful game 1, game 2, game 3, but once he catches –
yeah. What if say a team, okay, let's throw it out there. Say a team takes a chance, signs him, he's a starting quarterback this year. And it's a complete and utter failure, and he's trash.
See, but that's where you're wrong, Mike. When we talk, see, you weren't here last time. I told you if he gets on the team, he is not going to be.
Mike.
He is not going to be a starting quarterback.
He's not going to be a back. He's already talking about he'll take a backup role, and I was on that show with you, Drew.
He need to take a backup role,
and we both agreed that he will become a starter if he has to come in.
He might have to take a practice squad spot.
Y'all had this whole conversation without us, so that's why it happened.
Yeah. Wait until we weren't there because you knew you were going to be like free with no opposition.
Would you be surprised? Would you be surprised if Pete Carroll goes back on his word and get him?
He's not going to do it. I don't think he's going to go back on his word at all.
Still going to be trash and not win games. Go ahead, Pete Carroll. Go get Cap.
Look, I like Cap, but he can't read defense to save his life.
5 years, you might have been able to figure that out.
Yeah, 5 years. We don't know what he's done.
We don't know what he's been doing.
It didn't get easier. You drop out of school freshman year, you come back senior year, you're gonna struggle. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Not if you studied.
You missed algebra 1, you missed algebra 2, you missed calculus, pre-calc, you missed all that shit.
He's going down.
You read a GED book, you get it back.
You've been playing Madden on the couch.
If he makes it back in, I do not think he's going to light it up. I think he's going to have a rough welcome back to the NFL.
Like I said, he won't be a starter. If he does and if he does get a chance and somebody gets injured, hurt, something happens, and say he does, he's going to need like a couple warm-up games. He's definitely going to need a game 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, but I don't think he'll be fully out.
Seasons.
Yo, hold up. Warm-up games, bro.
Warm-up games. It's 5 years. You got to shake it down.
Bro, you know what he's going to be like? He's going to be like Cam Newton 2.0. That's what you're going to get with Cap.
I mean, is it fair to say that people already would say he's a failure because they're going to expect him to be the Cap of the first 2-3 years?
He's never going to be that Cap again.
He's hyping himself up like he's still a top quality
quarterback. Hold on. Look, just like I said about Lamar Jackson, he's never going to get that Cap again because as we seen the years after, it was a game that was figured out. Your play was figured out. Lamar Jackson, everybody's like, it wasn't the same success.
Is highly overrated.
It was something that was figured out.
Again, Lamar Jackson didn't have nothing to figure out. He was just a freaking running back.
Hold up.
I'm saying nobody knew that. Like they knew that, but it was still kind of hard to stop.
Bruh.
When everybody seen his game come, it was like, oh man, we're trying to figure out defense and still for this to stop. By the next season, when you get an off season, people make moves and they're like, yo, we know when we go against him exactly what's going to happen. It was figured out. Kaepernick did the same thing, was balling. It was figured out. And like Mike said, without not reading these defenses.
You see this? You preaching to the choir, bro. You preaching to the damn choir. I couldn't stand him in college, and I couldn't stand Deshaun Watson. I couldn't stand Trevor Lawrence. Listen, it's a reason why I couldn't stand them boys, man. You hear me? When I seen Lamar Jackson, dude, I seen that game, and I was like, Jesus Christ. Is this what this man's gonna do all game? Is just run over Florida State?
He did all in NFL, just run, and it was just something different. You see a different type of shape, a different type of athleticism of a guy, and
different. You forget about Mike Vick. Mike Vick made it different.
But Mike Vick. When's the last time you see Mike Vick in the NFL play like he played? So that's what I'm saying. Matter. You kind of got a break. So you get this dude with a different speed, a different type of play. This is what I'm saying. It's more of adjusting. And when people adjust to it, guess what? That doesn't work 2 years in a row. Kaepernick does not work. Lamar does not work. You figure out this game and you like, I know exactly what this person's going to do. Here he goes. He does that same little step maybe where he knows, hey, he's going to run to the left. All of a sudden they're audible. And guess what? Now you got to, we actually got to make him pass or something.
So yeah, if these guys can't adjust to the game, they're not going to have long-term success.
Right. So hold up. I'm confused now. So is he going to be successful or not?
Yeah, you kind of talked yourself into saying he's not.
Right.
No, I'm saying
you kind of made the point for us that he's
Right.
no. I was saying because Mav said, people who expect to get that same cap from 5 years ago. I said, you're never going to get that. And you're not. You're going to get a different person. If he comes back, he'll still scramble. That's his game. But I don't think it's going to be there. This is why, like I said, if you watch all these little workout videos, you're not showing him workout videos of running. They're actually showing him trying to throw, trying to get this throwing because they want to make it seem like, hey, now he's a passer. Now he's going to be a passing quarterback if this is where he gets his chance in. This is why he wants to show that. He's not doing little scrambles and rollouts, and they want him, you see him just set passing. They want you to believe you're going to get a passer if he comes back.
And nobody's buying it.
I mean, I think people are biting, but like it's not we got to get you back. We have to get you back in. It's no rush. It's no urgency.
Again,
like I said,
I feel like a lot of people already deemed him a failure because they're going to compare him to the Cap of old in the 5 years that he's been out, and it's going to be a lot of comparison to Kaepernick from now and back then. It's like, I hate to use this example, but Jordan wins 3 championships, leaves for 2 years, leave for a year, come back, and a middle of the season struggles, and then the very next year changes his number again. All of a sudden, Michael Jordan's back, retires again after 3 other championships, come back after 5 years? Was it when he signed with the Wizards?
And guess what?
Can
I say the word?
People was expecting Jordan.
People
was expecting Jordan to be the 6th ring Jordan.
That's why when you hear people talk about the icon and you hear people talk about Jordan and you want to compare LeBron, they wouldn't compare him with the Wizards Jordan. Nobody's like, hey, you remember when he was back at the Wizards and he did?
You don't even remember the Wizard Jordan when you speak Jordan. You don't talk about that Jordan.
The man who tried. Hey, only thing I remember of Wizards Jordan is trying to dunk in the All-Star game and he failed.
That coming back would be Wizards Jordan.
Yeah. So y'all went from selling us to agreeing with us.
Yeah.
No, I'm still not in agreement. I'm just saying.
It's the Twilight Zone, bro.
Yeah, you talk long enough and you talk circles in the art side.
You talked yourself into agreeing with us. I just
y'all messing with my head. That's why. Y'all messing with my head.
You just said you're quiet. You did it to yourself.
But no, what I'm saying
I was just talking. I mean, I never did.
What I'm trying to say is like, if he comes back, he gets the opportunity. He's never going to be a starter. You're not going to get the same Kaepernick, and at the same time, if he does get his chance, like I said, Coach Ryan, he's going to need some warm-up games. Yes, we talking about warm-up
games. You talk about preseason?
No, he's not, because he's not going to be on the team in preseason. I can guarantee that.
He's talking about them couple of games that he's going to struggle.
He needs to go to the XFL.
It's going to be some games where it's going to look very ugly, and they're going to be like, okay, let's try again if that injury's still there. He has to only come in due to injury, and this is what we talked about last time. That's going to be his only.
You know where his warm-up games are going to be?
XFL.
Yep. He's going to be an XFL signing. Watch.
If you want a warm-up game, go to the damn XFL.
The Rock will take him.
Wait a minute. So not even the CFL? He don't get the CFL?
He's going to XFL.
Look, man, y'all don't realize how much they had to dummy down the playbook for this dude. And when the NFL figured him out, there was no way to go. It's like Jimmy. This guy, look, no offense to Kaepernick, but his game and his IQ don't help him out. His game is backyard football. Play breaks down, he takes off. Jim
Hey,
Harbaugh was a master at exploiting that, and that's why he was good. But his playbook was literally like 5 to 10 plays, bro.
So let's put it this way: Kaepernick was athleticism, and Jimmy is a manager. Point blank. Kaepernick's the employee. Jim is the manager. That's how it was. And what the hell?
Oh, you put it like that.
Well,
What the hell? What the hell was Nick Mullins and Bethel?
they were the janitors.
The janitors. Okay, I
Hey,
that.
you called him the janitor's house.
Kaepernick was like the superstar cashier, and Jimmy was like the lazy manager.
Hey, Jimmy was that dude who managed from out the office with his feet up on the desk the whole time, talking about, don't forget to mop the floors.
Hold on. So Jeff Garcia, what would he been?
Jeff Garcia was the assistant manager.
He was a valet dude.
He's a valet.
No, but for reals though, look, y'all don't understand. I'm not a quarterback guru, but to my knowledge, it doesn't get simpler for a quarterback than the read option. You read this guy, you run. If he doesn't come at you, you do that. It's just as dumb as it gets. I hate to call anybody dumb, but it's a dummy down version.
Well, if you can't read and you're illiterate, how do you call the?
Well, hey, Kaepernick, this guy run towards you, you do this. He does it, you do that.
You're right. But like you said, it was something, and I said it's something that gets figured out. It worked for a little bit, but it's something you get figured out. And if you can't, and on that end of what you're saying, if you can't get a playbook right, yes, it's going to break down. But at the same time, this is the same dude who did good in his college. This is the same guy who came in NFL, sat on the bench, then kind of got his break, did good, went to a Super Bowl, came again, and went to what? We went to the conference championship, which we lost to the Seahawks. No matter what, he had a good season. It's the simple fact that you couldn't advance. That's why I think the 5-year break, maybe it was something that he could have learned, could have picked up, but I don't think it's not going to be a starter. And be honest with you, I don't think he's even really going to ever get the fair chance he's ever got due to the simple fact of his personal reasons also. So, I mean,
there's too much attention. I'll put him on a practice squad. If I'm a coach, I'm gonna put him on a practice squad. I'll at least like to see it. I don't think he doesn't deserve a chance.
Hey man, don't be that coach.
No,
say,
I mean,
hey
look,
man, I gave you that chance.
I don't think
that's not even what I'm saying.
Honestly, Kaepernick, bro, I don't think he gets signed to a practice squad. If he does get signed, he will get signed as a backup. I believe that. That's his opportunity right there. But let me piggyback real quick though. Like
Grant Cohn joining now, fellas, so you know.
Actually, hold on. On the Kaepernick, would you guys want him as our backup? Yes or no?
Compared to who we got now,
honestly, no. Honestly, I wouldn't want.
How it is right now, he hasn't played for 5 years. Would you?
He's
want
not starting.
This is why I wouldn't want Cap as my backup right now, for the simple fact that this is a team that he was already playing for. We already had all this drama with him on the team. It's bringing back that drama, even though most of us don't see it that way, but the media is gonna spin it. You got Grant Cohn who's gonna spin it. You got, I mean, come on, he's bringing back drama, but going back to another team, that's a whole nother chance for him.
Hyundai Palisade versus Ford Explorer.
Oh shit, we got what? We got sponsorships now.
There's no commercials there, Drew. No commercials.
But yeah, for us, no, because of the drama and what we have now as quarterback. But another team though, I mean, he's great.
Fellas. Got 5 minutes left, so you know.
It's the final countdown.
Sorry to interrupt you, Matt. Sorry, man. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
All right, so final thoughts, fellas. Final thoughts.
Final thought, gentlemen. Go mine first, I guess. Get out of the way. Little chop with my brothers, like always, my fellas. And looking forward to the next one. Of course, it'll be tomorrow. So if y'all can make it, it's all great. It's all good. So, and this draft, I know it's coming in a couple weeks, and it's going to be crazy. Who knows who we get? You never know until what Kyle and Lynch won. So that's basically what I got right there. So it's all good.
Man, look, y'all know, like I said, I'm waiting for the draft. I think that's when everything will unfold. The Debo stuff, the Jimmy stuff, everything's going to unfold in the draft. So we're just going to have to see then. But, man, it's always good coming on here, talking, chopping it up with y'all. Thanks, Cuzzo, for popping up, giving an appearance, showing us some love, man. I appreciate everybody who comes. I try to get us out much as we can around everywhere. So, thanks on that. It's always good talking to y'all dudes, man. Get some of this off my chest when I be holding it in all day. Like,
Hey,
I'm like, man, I got some Niner stuff. Ooh, man, people on here making me mad. I'll unfollow Grant real quick. He gonna follow my boy Ryan. I'm gonna unfollow him.
yeah, that man was in his feelings.
Yeah, shoot.
Okay,
Quit
Ron,
talking
bud.
about him, Ryan.
Well, Coach Ron.
Hey, so fellas, always a pleasure. Love talking with y'all, chalking it up all the time. Love disagreeing, love debating, love agreeing all the time. I'm gonna be on Twitter Spaces tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Come check us out. And I'm launching my podcast next Wednesday, the 13th. That Niner Live podcast at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You guys know you are always welcome to join me. So yeah, we'll be live on Twitter and YouTube.
Mav.
That's what's up. That's what's
Money
up,
Mav.
man. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate the comment. Who what's his name? Starish. Appreciate you joining us tonight, man. Fellas, always a pleasure. One thing I gotta say though, social media. Let's let it be what it is. Social media is because I mean, again, we compare things so much. Like we do it all the time. I'm notorious for it, but at the same time, it just has to be done. The 90s are the 90s, early 2000 are the early 2000s, and now this is whatever Gen Z generation. Let it be that. That's what it is. Let's see what goes on. Debo is not Kyler Murray. Debo is Debo Samuel. So we'll see what's up.
Everybody wants to be like Mike. Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure talking to you guys. I really enjoy doing this podcast. Let's just keep it positive, faithful, stay patient. It's all going to work out. Don't listen to the bullshit. Debo's staying. We're going to sign Debo. We're going to sign Bosa. It's all going to work out. We're going to fill some holes in the draft. Just don't listen to Cohn. Faithful against Grant. He's an ass clown. That's all I got.
All right, fellas. On that
All right,
note,
fellas.
I'll get these guys tomorrow, all right, if you guys make it.
Have a good night.
Good night, gentlemen.
All right,
All
fellas.
right, y'all be safe.
All right.
All right. And that was the show. Show. All right. First of all, the comments. Any one person comments tonight. That was great. And Stars1177. Thank you very much for your comments. I figure you're a cousin of Drew. Thanks for your comments. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, and of course, to my brothers, my fellas, coming here and chopping up like they always do. I'm talking about Mav, Money Mav. I'm talking about Coach Ron. Everybody wants to be like Mike. And of course, the Drew Meister. All right. So, thanks a lot, guys, for coming on here and doing your thing. All right. And by the way, I know tomorrow we will be live at 3 p.m. Eastern with the UK gentleman. All right. The Faithful Empire. All right. Just so you guys know that. The Faithful Empire will be live at 3 p.m. Eastern. All right. So, on that note, I want to thank you all very much for coming on here, doing your thing. All right. So, I'm going to close out like I always do. All right. And of course, the brand new theme that I made for us, and I love it. All right. All right. Now, guys, on the other side. Let's see here. Set it up nicely. There we go. And we'll see you when we see you, guys. Keep the faith. Never lose hope. There, guys. Later.